Well, E3 is finally dead. This is disappointing. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, the Indie Maniac here, and today I was scrolling through Twitter when I noticed some media outlets talking about the fact that E3 is finally dead for good. I then went over to E3's official Twitter page to find this statement they put out to everyone on there. That says, after more than 2 decades of E3, each one bigger than the last, the time has come to say goodbye. Thanks to the memories, GGWP, E3, ESA. Which confirmed what all these media outlets were saying, that E3 is finally dead for good. And this news is a little disappointing to me specifically because I've been watching E3 since I was a young child. I think I started watching this in about middle school, back when G4 was a thing. Everybody remember that? Remember G4? Or is that just me? Am I showing my age with that? Anyway, I watched it on G4 when I was younger and watched it on live streams when I got older. And I watched it on and off, and ever since I started doing content online, I've been watching it every year. Until it was finally canceled in 2020 due to COVID. This event's been going on for 28 years, according to this article from IGN. Just to do some math for you, I am 30 years old, almost 31 years old. So this event has been going on basically my entire life, and I've been watching it on and off since I was a young child. And it's crazy to see something I really enjoyed go away. Especially since I actually wanted to go to this event one day. E3 was always that gaming convention that I sought after. I really wanted to eventually be able to go to it when I was financially able. And now that I'm a financially able adult, mostly, I cannot go to this event because it is now gone, which is really disappointing to me because I did go to my first gaming convention last year. And now I was trying to cross some other ones off my list. E3 was on my list of gaming conventions I really wanted to go to, along with PAX East. And now I guess I'm not going to E3 at all. But these are the way things are going. E3 was first canceled back in 2020, like I said, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And that was the first year that E3 had been canceled in its long lifespan. It then came back in 2021, but it was digital only. This event also coincided with a new gaming event called the Summer Game Fest. And together, these events kind of work very well. The Summer Game Fest isn't nearly as big as E3 was. So having the Summer Game Fest on top of E3 worked really well, in my opinion. But the next year, in 2022, E3 was canceled altogether. No physical, no digital, just canceled entirely. So Summer Game Fest took it upon themselves to try to fill in that gap, and I don't think they filled it in as well, personally. Summer Game Fest is more of a digital showcase as opposed to a physical showcase like E3 is, or was now. My bad. It's no longer a thing, so was. E3 had their physical event that you could go to and the digital side of things, whereas Summer Game Fest is more like a digital showcase that everybody can watch. And Summer Game Fest has their main event as well as other events that subsequently happen throughout all of summer. Rather than one weekend of rapid fire information about gaming like E3 was, Summer Game Fest kind of just splits it up throughout all of summer from June, July, and August, which is kind of annoying in my opinion. I'd rather have the event condensed into one weekend so I can just binge through it rather than be like, oh, I'm watching an event on June 15th, for example, and then there's another one on the 28th, and then there's another one in July, and then there's another one in August, and so on and so forth. That's kind of what Summer Game Fest is now. It's very disorganized in my opinion. And I don't think the main show of Summer Game Fest is quite as good as E3 was. I've seen all of Summer Game Fest events so far, and I've seen a lot of E3 events, and I really enjoyed E3 over Summer Game Fest. That's not to say Summer Game Fest is completely terrible, but they could use some work on their events and their organization. E3's been around for a lot longer, so it kind of makes sense that it's more organized and put together over Summer Game Fest, but Summer Game Fest could use some work, in my opinion. Anyway, I digress. Back to what we were saying. It was canceled in 2022, and then I went on that rant. Then, in 2023, E3 was canceled yet again. So 2 years in a row, E3 was now canceled, and Summer Game Fest took up the mantle of gaming news over the summer. During that time in 2023, a lot of people were questioning the future of E3 because it had been canceled twice, 2 years in a row, as well as 2020. 2020 for obvious reasons because of the COVID pandemic. You couldn't have large gatherings, which made sense. And then it came back for digital only and then was canceled twice, which didn't really make sense to a lot of people. Why didn't they just do, digital only again? Why did they just stop trying? From what it seemed like they canceled 2 years in a row. They canceled the physical and the digital event 2 years in a row. What was going on? And now we know for sure that it is finally dead. I think one of the major points of downfall for large events like E3, this is probably one of the largest gaming events that I know about besides PAX, is the fact that in 2020, when E3 was shut down completely, some of these larger publishers and developers like Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, Ubisoft, EA, and so on finally realized that they could put out a Nintendo-style Direct. Nintendo Directs have been a thing for a while, but they finally realized they could do similar things as Nintendo, just put out Nintendo-style Directs, like I said, and not have to rent out the physical floor space at an event like E3. Because I can only imagine how expensive it is to rent out event space at an event like E3. They didn't have to send people there, set up a stall, and go through all this nonsense. They could simply record a video and put it out and tell people when it would go live, or they could do a live broadcast if they wanted to. Either way was way cheaper than going to an event like E3. And I think that was one of the major downfalls of this. And 2020 showed them that they didn't need to go to E3 to get this same information out there, which is really disappointing for a lot of us gamers out there that did want to go to E3 or did go to E3. If you are a person watching this video that actually went to this event, I did not get to go, sadly. But now that E3's gone, maybe Summer Game Fest will take up more of its mantle and try to fill in the gaps more where it previously didn't seem to fill in those gaps now that E3 is officially dead. I don't think Summer Game Fest will ever reach the heights of what E3 was. It was a very large gaming event, physical and digital. And I don't think Summer Game Fest will ever have a big physical event like E3 or as large of a digital presence as E3, but you never know. I could be wrong. They could really buckle down and organize their event better. They should organize their event better and make it larger and better over time, because like this article said, E3's been around for 28 years, so they had plenty of time to organize their events better and do everything in a more convenient way for everyone. That seems to be where the landscape of gaming is headed, though, to a more digital future. Video games are becoming more digital overall, less physical, as well as our gaming events with E3. It was digital for 1 year, and then it just went away. There's no physical event at all. And Summer Game Fest is more of a digital event than a physical event. There's obviously going to be other gaming conventions like PAX and Gamescom and stuff like that, but who knows if they'll even stick around in the near future. Maybe those events will come into question in the next 10 or so years, and they won't be around just like E3 isn't around now. But who's to say? I hope we don't come to a future where most of those gaming events are gone, but I think E3 was the most massive one. It was more like a Christmas for gamers, whereas PAX and Gamescom aren't as large. They are larger events, but I don't think they are to the size and scale that E3 was. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think I'm right. I'm not entirely certain. I do still want to go to PAX. Please don't cancel it if you're watching and in charge of that event. Please don't cancel PAX. I want to go to that. They already canceled E3. Don't take the fun away. Overall, I think that E3 had its time, and now it is time to move on from this event, even though some of us, myself included, do not want to. And hopefully Summer Game Fest will take up that mantle of responsibility and make their event fill in the gaps for what E3 was. Even though I don't prefer Summer Game Fest, it is not a terrible event overall. It's just pretty mediocre, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Are you going to miss E3 now that it's gone? Were you someone that actually went to one of these events in the physical form rather than just watching it digitally like I did, hoping one day to actually go? Or are you someone that does not really care that this event is gone and you're just like, oh, well, we still have Summer Game Fest. We're still going to get our gaming news, so why does it matter anyway? Either way, let me know in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Honestly, it's really disappointing to me that E3 is dead and I did not get to go to it before it died. That was one of my major goals as a content creator and as a gamer, was to go to E3 one day. And now I can't. Well, there's always PAX. Please don't cancel PAX. I will be very disappointed if they ever cancel PAX. Don't take all the fun away, please. Anyway, see you next time. Goodbye.